Chapter 9, Grit and the Fuel of Perseverance. You've rewired the dopamine. Now the hits come from hard work. You've prayed the demons away, or at least learned to spot them early. You've posted 5 times a day and stopped caring what they say. You've shipped the imperfect draft, or you're at least still working on it. It's almost done. You've sent the hidden tracks to mastering just to get them out. You've spoken truths that could get you in hot water, and the hot water is starting to feel like a bubble bath. And then life shows up. I've played more than a few tours where the audience didn't show up. Not once, not twice, but night after night, rooms built for 200 with 20 people scattered like loose change. Bars where the monitor mix was better than the turnout. Backstage curtains hiding nothing but the echo of your own career, and mixed in, just to mess with your head, the memory of the night you sold out the same room. You learn grit in places like that, or you die on the vine. You earn a doctorate in grit as a musician on the road, because even when the crowd is disappointing, there is a crowd. And the celebration, the spiritual lift that music is supposed to give still has to happen. You still have to walk out there and offer whatever light you got. Finding the light while you're dying inside, that's grit. That's where the engine of grit first learns how to rev. Bills stack, someone gets sick, the gig pays nothing, the algorithm buries you, the ex text, the muse ghosts, the shine wears off. And the God you believe in isn't filling your life with miraculous blessings suddenly raining down from heaven. In fact, something feels off, almost like you're being punished for trying to shift the course of your life. It's like there are spiritual forces whispering in the background, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" The new car smell of motivation fades, but fear not, this is the exact moment grit is born. This is when the engine of perseverance, the machine called grit, gets built in the garage of your soul. Grit isn't talent. Grit isn't luck. Grit isn't even passion. Not when passion feels like a distant memory. Angela Duckworth says grit is passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Carol Dweck says setbacks aren't proof you suck. They're iron in the gym of the soul. My 4-year-old had a nightmare once. Woke up screaming about monsters. I told her they weren't real. She prayed anyway. Tiny hands clenched, tears on her cheeks. It broke my heart because I knew the war had already started inside her too. Fear versus faith. Running versus standing. I told her there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Half true. The other half, sometimes the monsters are real, or the illusion is strong enough that you still have to get up and fight. That's grit. I see fear and faith as 2 sides of the same coin. In my pocket, flip it. Some days heads, some days tails. Grit is refusing to put the coin away. The light of awareness within is the real key. Pay attention. Being in the moment, watching the play of principalities dance across your 3-pound universe, that alone is a doorway to liberation. When the world knocks you down, when cancellation hits, when the crowd is 20 people in a half-empty bar, when the algorithm laughs, grit is getting up with a black eye and noticing the sun winking through the swelling. I relaunched my career after being cast out, played in rooms smaller than my old rehearsal space. Old me would have died of ego. New me lugs the gear, tunes the guitar, and gives whatever light I've got to whoever showed up. Ego death is the secret ingredient, and the growth mindset Dweck talks about. Accessible only when the ego takes the back seat. The ego is concerned with what others think. The beginner's mind is not. When there's no me left to protect, there's nothing left to lose. Grit is discovered at the edge of surrender, in the moment you realize everything is an illusion, a projection of imagination called reality. So Maybe it's all true, nothing to fear but fear itself. Either way, in this life, grit isn't optional. Grit is the engine that keeps rolling when every other part of you wants to disappear. And there isn't a goal worth having, artistic or otherwise, that doesn't require the engine of grit to rev through years of slow-down nights. Here's the end of the chapter poem called Black Eye Wink. You rewired the dopamine, prayed the demons quiet, posted like a maniac, shipped the ugly truth, spoke the unspeakable, then life showed up, the brass knuckles and bad news, asked you for proof. Bills silenced 20 people in the room, the algorithm laughing, the muse like a flower that won't bloom. This is where grit is born, not in shine but in mud, not when it's easy but in rivers of blood. Grit takes courage, grit takes faith when internal voices seek escape. Ego death is a growth mindset, go no ego to protect. Flip the coin from faith to fear, hunker down year after year. Shift motivation to help serve others, plenty who need you, sisters and brothers. Pursue your dreams like it's a war, get knocked down, been there before. Get back up and punch the sky, the sun is God winking on your black eye. Grit and grit and grit and grit, we're all just kids with fears and shit, but still we bloom in the service of others like Rocky we bloom when we fight for our brothers.